I want to show you how to integrate secant cubed of x. And it's a rather challenging question because you need to know several things. First of all, you need to know that secant squared integrates to tangent, secant x integrates to ln of secant x plus tangent x plus c. The derivative of secant of x will be needed. And also this trig identity that tangent squared of x is equal to secant squared minus 1. The way we are going to do it is by first breaking up the secant cubed of x as secant x times secant squared of x dx, and we will be using the integration by parts formula with u being secant x and dv being secant squared of dx. And the things I wrote here implies that du is secant x tangent x dx and v is tangent of x. Now let's see how this will lead us to the solution. The integration by parts says uv, so secant x times tangent x, minus the integral of v du, so it's tangent x times secant x tangent x dx, and then notice that you get tangent squared, which is equal to secant squared minus 1. And if you multiply secant squared minus 1 to secant x, you end up with secant cubed of x minus secant of x dx. That's because secant x times secant squared is secant cubed, and secant x times 1 is secant x. You can break this up into two integrals. So that you get integral of secant cubed of x dx plus, minus is plus, the integral of secant of x, but we also know that the integral of secant x is ln of secant of x plus tangent of x plus c. Now at this point, it's a little bit annoying because we were trying to find out what secant cubed of x integral is, but the answer contains your own question. And it looks like circular reasoning. We might be just doing this over and over again if you go any further. However, you can view this as an algebraic equation for this integral. So for a moment, think of this as I, so that this is also I. Then the equation looks like I is equal to secant x times tangent x minus I plus ln of secant of x plus tangent of x plus c. And then if you move the I over here so that this becomes I plus I, which is 2I, and divide by 2, the result is that my integral I, which is secant cubed of x dx, is equal to 1/2 of secant x tangent x plus 1/2 of ln of secant x plus tangent x. And then you also have to write c over 2, but c is any constant, so you don't have to write 1/2 c, you can just write c. And that's the answer for the integral of secant cubed of x.